School, but it's a jewel of the county school system. So those folks there, I'm sure, are proud and excited by all of this.
And our continuing coverage of the presidential visit, I should say, to Louisville continues right after this.
Ambition. That's all it takes. Kentucky Career Institute will do the rest, including a formula for success. At Kentucky Career Institute, I feel so much positive energy, it makes me work harder. The faculty and staff are well qualified, and they give their best every day. Kentucky Career Institute personifies a can-do attitude. Evening and day classes are now forming for court reporting and paralegal studies. You have the ambition. Kentucky Career Institute will give you the formula for success.
I knew this would happen.
There's only one package left.
An innocent housewife trapped in her own home. She tried to keep the new Pillsbury toaster strudel with cream cheese and strawberry a secret.
I know you have it,
She
Jane.
failed. The warm, flaky crust, the real cream cheese, the do-it-yourself icing.
I should have just given them Pop-Tarts.
She underestimated the power cream cheese has over people.
Get your own.
They're in your grocer's freezer.
What's all the excitement about? It's Easy Cash Bond's annual after-Christmas blowout sale with savings of 20 to 50% store-wide. Save more the easy way at Easy Cash Bond.
WHAS 11, your home for the 1996 Kentucky Derby.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, you are watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back to our live coverage here. I'm Jean West.
And I'm Julie Koenig, and we've got the entire News Channel team out there covering this from every possible angle. One of those folks is our Doug Prophet, who is at the police substation where Mr. Clinton will be arriving. And he is apparently at the station there, 34th and Bone, Doug.
Community.
And I think we might be the model for other communities as well. We really could have changed history today. We need to take a break. Our live continuous coverage continues after this.
Success? It's possible if you plan it. Like Jeannie, she chose a medical career at Kentucky College, right here in Louisville, with one of the state's most sought-after programs, in demand by both clinics and private practices. Statistics say medical assisting jobs will jump 74%. For Jeannie, that's a great future. Smart? Sure. She called Kentucky College for a degree of difference, a career that works. Kentucky College of Business, 447-7634.
From Luden's, the sore throat experts who brought you the wild change.
Great tasting citrus and berry assortments.
Show him the berries, Bob.
Not me, pal.
Open them, Bob.
I think not.
Great tasting berry and citrus assortments. Flavors wild enough to be called Luden's.
I'm Rick Roby, a former player at the University of Kentucky. I'm having a total hip replacement at Baptist East. All athletes play with pain, but over the last 18 months, it's become unbearable for me. I hate it when I have to tell my son no, that I can't do something. I'm looking forward to that day that I can do the things that a father wants to do with his 6-year-old. I was talking to all my friends and different people across town, and everybody kept pointing to Baptist East, and it made it a very easy decision for me.
It puts a twinkle in your eye and a smile on your face. It's called pleasure, and a little of it can go a long way. Like a dollop of Daisy Brand sour cream, pure and natural, with a deliciously smooth and creamy taste. Daisy Brand makes something good even more appealing. Not only can you buy happiness, you can also taste it. Everything's better with a dollop of Daisy.
The Kentucky Lottery drawing tonight on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, you are watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back to our wall-to-wall coverage of the president's visit. He has just finished speaking at the roundtable discussion at the 4th District Police Station. These are pictures of the outside. We believe he is probably there in the cars by now. And they're going on their way to Male High School.
President zips his way to Male High School. Gene, Julie?
All right, Doug, thanks so much. And while the president is on his way to Male High School, we're going to take a break, make a few changes. When we come back with our extended coverage, Gary Rodemeyer and Melissa Swan will pick up where we left off. Stay with us.
Good morning. Yeah, how was that night shift? I'll give you a call tomorrow. Yeah, it's Jay. What do you mean you're sleeping? Mom, it's Jay.
The Bell South, phone your way to the Olympic Games sweepstakes.
So what are you, like a half-hour drive from here?
The more you call with Bell South, the greater your chances of winning.
Hey, Randy, wake up! Chadwick High. You didn't go to Chadwick High?
So keep on calling.
Can I call you tonight, or? All right, 2 weeks it is. I'm calling you in 2 weeks.
Renews It New Naturals Air Freshener, where the scent and the setting work in harmony. Renews It New Naturals Air Fresheners bring a gentle fragrance to the air and a beautiful accent to your decor. Find it in the air freshener aisle, display it anywhere. Set the mood with 4 fresh new natural scents: Perfect Peach, Freesia, Sun and Flowers, and Gardenia. New Naturals Air Freshener, a look, a scent, a style. From Renews It.
The topic is tax refunds.
I got mine.
Okay, now who offers the
Holland Income Tax. I got my refund plus a free gold card.
your refund and a gold card?
Oh, he's right. At Holland, you get your refund plus a gold card for free long-distance calls and local merchant discounts up to 50%.
You win! Only at Holland can you get your refund plus the preferred customer club card. Get yours today.
Wake up to Good Morning Kentuckiana. It's an eye-opening experience with Rachel, Barry, and kids. Weekday mornings at 5:30 only on WHAS 11. From Kentuckiana's news channel, WHAS 11, you're watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Rodemeyer, along with Melissa Swan. We continue our coverage of this presidential visit. President Bill Clinton visiting the city of Louisville this afternoon.
And the president has spent a couple of hours this afternoon at the 4th District substation at 34th and Bone in the west end of Louisville. He is now making his way over to Male High School, where thousands of people literally are waiting for the president to make an address to many of the Male High School students and members of the public. This is the first time average citizens will get a chance to see the president, and he will be making an address along about 3:15. In about 13 minutes, we expect the president to begin speaking. He should arrive at Male in just a couple of minutes. Inside Male High School this afternoon is our Jim Turner, and he has been there with the crowd and listening to a little bit of the music as sort of a preamble to the president's address. Jim?
The chorus has done a wonderful job, Melissa. They just finished a rousing rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Got it.
All right, thank you very much, Doug. And we'll be back right after this with more live coverage of President Clinton's visit to Louisville.
They're all together for one hot year.
On Louisville Tonight Live, Kentuckiana Men Calendar.
Now you can have a real man hanging around each month.
1996 is our year.
Who will be your favorite guy?
On Louisville Tonight Live.
See what we have in store for you.
Support the WHAS Crusade for Children.
Pick up the man of your dreams, available at Bacon's, Winn-Dixie, and the Fashion Shop. Profits benefit the WHAS Crusade for Children.
Thank you.
I'm Rick Roby, a former player at the University of Kentucky. I'm having a total hip replacement at Baptist East. All athletes play with pain, but over the last 18 months, it's become unbearable for me. I hate it when I have to tell my son no, that I can't do something. I'm looking forward to that day that I can do the things that a father wants to do with his 6-year-old. I was talking to all my friends and different people across town, and everybody kept pointing to Baptist East, and it made it a very easy decision for me.
I saw the whole thing. It was huge. Maybe 150,000 square feet. They got screws. They got screwdrivers, tools and appliances, even a greenhouse and delivery, towel racks. bathroom tiles. Hey, soup to nuts in the bathroom department. And trees. Lots and lots of trees. It was beautiful.
Something for you.
Oh, yeah, great prices.
Lowe's knows home improvement. Get to one of our 2 new locations. Grand opening tomorrow. Once you've seen it, you'll want to tell everyone.
Your evening and indoor lumber yard.
I knew this would happen.
There's only one package left.
An innocent housewife trapped in her own home. She tried to keep the new Pillsbury toaster strudel with cream cheese and strawberry a secret.
I know you have it,
She
Gene.
failed. The warm, flaky crust, the real cream cheese, the do-it-yourself icing.
I should have just given them Pop-Tarts.
She underestimated the power cream cheese has over people.
Get your own.
They're in your grocer's freezer.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11. You're watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back, everyone, to our special live coverage of the presidential visit. And the president has arrived at Male High School.
He's on schedule. Let's go to Stephanie Collins live in front of the high school. Stephanie, can you see Mr. Clinton yet?
Well, his motorcade came north up Preston Highway, and then it turned into the back entrance of the Gein Center here, which is also part of the Louisville Male High School campus. You can see many police cruisers down there blocking traffic and blocking about 7 or 8 school buses, which were trying to make their way down Preston Highway at the time. Students were yelling and screaming from the buses, I guess thinking maybe the president could hear them from there, yelling, "Mr. President!" It was pretty funny to watch. Again, the president has arriving through the back of Louisville Male High School. Now back to you.
Well, the kids were formal. Mr. President. They had it. They had that right. Thank you, Stephanie.
I think Stephanie's been running around the building to find out where she can see the presidential motor.
So he spent about an hour there. He still has about 2 more hours in Louisville. He'll be meeting with several people in private rooms now, and it looks like Air Force One will be taking off a little before 7 o'clock. We'll continue to cover this live throughout the president's visit, and we'll be back with more in just a moment.
Stay tuned.
In a sensational trial for a brutal crime, one innocent juror has been selected by the mob. All you have to do is say not guilty.
I can't.
You will. Set up by the prosecution
Testify for us? Who else is going to protect you?
and betrayed by the system.
He said it could be reasoned with.
Can the gray suits shield you from me?
He can't.
Oh, God, no!
Demi Moore, Alec Baldwin, the juror, rated R. At theaters February 2nd.
Come to Kentucky Crafted, the market. Over 200 craft exhibits will be on display January 27th and 28th in the west wing of the Kentucky Fair and Exposition Center.
In 1927, a man named Harry Lender came to the New World with only one skill. He knew how to make a most delicious bagel. He knew boiling to make them chewy inside, hearth baking to make them crispy outside. Armed with his family's special recipe, he knew people would taste the difference and know the joys of a Lender's bagel. And now, for even bigger joys, try Lender's Big and Crusty Bagels. Just one more reason why Lender's is the most popular bagel in America. Lender's, every bagel should be this good.
You can get what you need at Orenco, the only way to go!
Orenco's huge warehouse sale is going on now. That means you save big on overstocked items. Laundry, electronics, and furniture, all priced to go. No more coin laundry hassles with this heavy-duty Whirlpool washer-dryer pair. Only $15.99 a week. Color TVs starting at $9.99 a week. Living room groups from $14.99 a week. Call or come in today. Hurry, these special rates can't last long.
You can get what you need at Orenco, the only way to go!
What's all the excitement about? It's Easy Cash Bond's annual after-Christmas blowout sale with savings of 20 to 50% store-wide. Save more the easy way at Easy Cash Bond.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, you're watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back once again, everyone. I'm Gary Rodemeyer, along with Melissa Swan and political reporter Mark Hebert, as we continue our 4th hour of extended coverage of the presidential visit of President Bill Clinton. And It has been quite a day so far.
It's been a very interesting day for a lot of people, people who have actually had an opportunity to meet and greet and speak with the President of the United States. That happened earlier today at the 4th District substation. Thank you very much, Stephanie Collins at Male High School today.
We'll continue live coverage of the presidential visit for about 20 more minutes. Then our newscasts come along at 5, 5:30, and 6 o'clock, and we will continue to cover President Bill Clinton until Air Force One lifts off about 6:45 tonight. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's see. Grant's Farm wheatberry, stone ground wheat, honey wheat.
Dagwood, what are you doing with all this Grant's Farm bread?
Hey, with Grant's Farm, I can put more variety in my Dagwood, with breads that are soft, fresh, and delicious. Pass the 100% whole wheat, please, and the anchovies.
Anchovies?
Sure. Everything tastes better on Grant's Farm bread.
Just look for the Dagwood display to get free coupons and specially marked loaves of Grant's Farm bread.
At Sam's Swope Pontiac GMC BMW, there's nothing to it. No down payment, no first payment, no escalating payment, no out-of-pocket expense. Fully loaded Grand Ams for just $199 a month. Firebirds and Grand Prix for $249. Sierra 4x4 SLEs just $269. And the BMW 318 Ti is only $318 a month. Leasing or buy? At Sam's Swope Pontiac GMC BMW, there's nothing to it.
Only at Sam's Swope Pontiac, nobody walks away.
Hurry into McDonald's, because right now a big beefy quarter pounder with cheese is only 99 cents. But remember, it's for a very limited time.
Are you sure this is the fastest way?
Oh, yeah. People all over are in a big hurry to get to McDonald's, because right now you can get a morning fresh bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for only 99 cents. But better step on it. They don't serve breakfast all day.
It's a winter wipeout. Your Kentuckiana Pontiac pack is wiping out inventory to make room for new shipments. Bonneville, Sunfire, Grand Prix, and Grand Am ice the competition with superior value. For a limited time, you can get a new Grand Am with dual airbags, ABS, 150 horsepower, and more for just $199 a month and $700 down. The only trouble you'll have is picking out the Grand Am you won from our big selection. The rest, it is all downhill. Winter wipeout going on now through January 31st. Only at your Kentuckiana Pontiac pack. Hurry!
Pontiac pack.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, you're watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back, everyone. We are joined now by our political reporter, Mark Hebert, who has been listening to the president and watching all that's surrounding him today here in Louisville.
Mark, let's go back to elementary education here. Politics 101.
Okay.
First of all, why did the president come to Kentucky? Why did he choose us, our state?
Well, I don't think there's any question that the president has figured out that Kentucky is going to be a bellwether state. I mean,
not a negative view, but a balanced view. We appreciate you being here with us today.
Thank you very much.
People who know me know I'm positive.
We'll be back with more in just a moment.
What did your kids have for dinner last night?
It was some chicken and, noodly stuff.
Burgers and,
that stuff. It was like stuff.
Not exactly Total Recall, but make them stovetop stuffing. You know, that tempting smell that fills the house? You might even get some nice stuff back.
Cool.
Then watch their memories improve.
Last night was stovetop and stuff.
Make them stovetop, because everything else is just stuff. Make a little or make a lot with stovetop in the canister.
You're the vision that lights our way.
When we started a family, we moved out of the city and into a small town. 2 kids later, we moved over to Tara. It meets all of my safety concerns, plus it's roomier and it costs less than the import. So for me, it really wasn't a choice between imports. It was a choice of what's important.
Now get 4.8 financing or $600 cash back on 96 Taurus and 9 other Ford cars and trucks.
Okay, watch closely. This is the DQ Treatza Pizza. But it's not a hot eat. It's a cool treat. A treat you eat like pizza. There's fudge, chocolate crunch, soft serve, and your choice of 4 different combinations of toppings, all for just $4.99. Frozen DQ Treatza Pizza. The only pizza that tastes better cold.
Hot heat, cool treats. We treat you right.
My future sure seems better since I come to Whitney M. Young Job Corps Center. I've been here almost a year now, and I've really learned a lot. You get hands-on experience, and you learn at your own pace. Not only am I getting the skills to get a good paying job, but I'm also getting my GED in the Job Corps Center.
1-800-786-3298. At the Whitney M. Young Job Corps Center, you can learn the skills to make your life better. Success lasts a lifetime. Call today, 1-800-786-3298.
From Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, you're watching continuing live coverage of the presidential visit to Louisville.
And welcome back to our continuing coverage of the visit of President Bill Clinton this afternoon. We will be joining our 5 o'clock newscast right on schedule in about 9 minutes. We will be recapping all of today's activities at 5, 5:30, and 6 o'clock, and then continuing to cover this event. Some say it's political, some say it's a visit of national importance, and we will be covering it until the liftoff of Air Force One about 6:45.
They're giving you specifics now about what they liked in his speech, and some of the young people we've heard just before our commercial break were talking about this crime and how it really does impact their lives, and they want something done about it.
Yes, Melissa, when I think back when I was in high school, that certainly wasn't one of the issues that I would have mentioned. You know, crime being a problem in the high schools. Going to high school here in Jefferson County myself, I can remember we were told to pick up pieces of paper off the floor and, you know, don't chew gum. So it's very interesting what's happened just in the last 15 years to this country and the issues that are important to people. Crime seemed to be the number one so far from people who've walked outside, but that may be because it was the focus of the president's speech while it was here. As you can see behind me, the buses that will take people back over so that they can get home, the speech over with.
International Airport, Kentucky Air National Guard there, and the president is at Male High School. The motorcade will be leaving soon and bringing him to the plane. We bid you goodbye. Stay tuned for our 5 o'clock news.
If you're over 65 years young, here's healthy advice from your elders.
When I get up in the morning, I have two choices. I can be happy or unhappy. I choose to be happy.
Call now to find out about the Humana Gold Plus plan for seniors and anyone else who is eligible for Medicare.
And I meet people, and I talk to so many people. And I think it's so easy to love why most people hate.
The Humana Gold Plus plan provides comprehensive care with all the benefits of Medicare, plus coverage for preventive checkups, dental exams, and hearing tests, reduced rates on eyeglasses and hearing aids, an unlimited number of doctor visits, and no Medicare deductibles. With the Humana Gold Plus plan, it's all yours with fewer out-of-pocket costs than most supplemental plans.
Between my youth and my old age, when spring has turned to fall, comes a sudden realization. I'm really not old at all.
Call 1-800-552-3019 for this free booklet full of valuable advice on life, living, and the Humana Gold Plus plan.
This is Kentuckiana's 24-hour news channel, WHAS 11. Live at 5, from the leader in television news, Gene West, Judy Koenig with On the Job, and Storm Team Weather with Chuck Taylor. This is Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11.
On the 5 o'clock news today, a presidential day. President Bill Clinton arrives in Louisville with a cast of dignitaries for a whirlwind tour.
The whirlwind tour isn't over with yet. The president's still here at Louisville Male High School. I'm Stephanie Collins with the live report coming up next.
Plus, the president sits down to talk shop with Louisville police involved in a landmark program and take a bird's eye view of Bill Clinton's journey. The flood forecast rises for Kentuckiana. A U.S. soldier loses for refusing to wear a UN uniform. And O.J. Simpson prepares for a live television interview.
Came with everybody.
We'll have those stories and much more for you beginning right now. Louisville welcomes the president. President Bill Clinton arrives in the Derby City surrounded by dignitaries. Male High School welcomes the commander-in-chief and listens closely to his message.
I came here today to continue to work on the themes and the issues that I discussed with the American people last night. And I did it because Louisville has done so much to make community policing a reality, and because without safe streets, the American people cannot be free.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jean West. Our top story tonight at 5, the Commander-in-Chief's visit to Louisville. President Clinton arrived in the Derby City just after 1 o'clock this afternoon, and he's had a very busy day. Our team coverage of his trip begins at Mayo High School, where Stephanie Collins has reaction to the president's talk there. Stephanie?
Jean, you know, the president is still here. He's in the gymnasium right now, we're told, meeting with students, trying to shake a few more hands before he heads back to the airport on board Air Force One and to Washington, D.C. Now, it's been such an exciting day here for the students and faculty of Louisville Male High School, from the morning when the first bell rang until 12:30 when they got out early. And just about that time, the first guests who were lucky enough to get tickets to see the president began arriving. There was quite a line for a while outside while people tried to make their way through all the metal detectors and all of the security that was in place for a presidential visit. But all in all, it's been a very exciting day here. Long wait to get inside. The temperature is falling, but not enthusiasm.
The president, you know, every day you get to see the president, so, you know, all you get to see him on TV.
The cold, we've got...
A theme we may see woven throughout Mr. Clinton's re-election campaign. Gene, now that it appears to be officially underway, of course, we'll have more excerpts from his talk at Mail tonight at 5:30 and 6.
All right, Julie, thank you. Now, the president's first stop before he spoke at Mayo High School was in the West End at the 4th District Police Station. There, the president was part of a roundtable discussion with the police and several citizens of the neighborhood. And Lisa Chiavo was at that gathering. She joins us now live with details of what happened there. Lisa?
Gene, the president only left a couple hours ago, but you can see that they're already starting to clear out some of the equipment that they needed to have when the president was here. You see that long silver box that's skinny? That's where the official presidential flag was enclosed, and they're going to be taking everything down as the evening progresses. Now, when the president was here, he took part in the roundtable discussion. As you mentioned, we have some video of that. That happened a little bit earlier today. There are members of the community and police officers. The discussion took about an hour. The president was most interested to hear from the community leaders.
Presidential aide says the two men discussed a possible deal for reaching a balanced budget agreement. Politics isn't the only event making headlines today in Kentuckiana. We also need to tell you about some flooding. Workers with the Metropolitan Sewer District put up flood walls today at 2nd and River Road. MSD expects the Ohio River to crest in that area Friday afternoon at 8 feet above flood stage. The water is expected to stay that high for several days. Now, if the predictions come true, the Ohio River in downtown Louisville will be at its highest level since December of 1978. Now, the rain stopped early this morning, and then came the snow. Chuck Taylor joins us now with a first look at our weather. Chuck?
And, Gene, the snow is over. We're seeing a little bit of sunshine, and it looks like tonight it's going to be cold. That strong wind will be diminishing. And under partly cloudy skies, we're going to see an overnight low temperature down to 16. Many of the storm team trackers certainly get a soaking rain yesterday and last night at Blue Lick Airport. Tom Jean reported about 1.7 inches of rain. Right now it's partly cloudy. The temperature is 28. It's 28 in Bardstown and down in Greensburg, where they have mostly cloudy skies. It's a chilly 27 degrees. Well, we're drying out for the time being, but there is more rain in the forecast. We'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Chuck, thank you. And there is much more still to come here on the News Channel at 5. We'll tell you why soldiers in Bosnia are on high alert, plus an end to a controversy. This U.S. soldier refused to wear a United Nations beret and patch. Now a military board has decided his fate. A murder victim's sister is shut out of O.J. Simpson's deposition, and the former football star prepares for a live television interview tonight. Plus, a local company designs a vehicle that could change a woman's life.
Once again, experts are predicting an easy winner.
For Jeep Cherokee Sport owners anyway, its 190 horsepower engine, four-wheel drive, and anti-lock brakes turn even the harshest conditions into a day at the beach. And now get no-charge air and over $1,300 in option package values. Jeep Cherokee Sport, the perfect way to turn a wild winter into a mild winter.
See your local Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Traffic jams, long lines, payphone hogs. I've been waiting 20 minutes. Don't they make you crazy? Take our quiz to find out what your boiling point is next over.
Tomorrow at 4 on WHAS 11. Good morning, Kentuckiana. We're on first, so you'll be the first to know. Get a jump start to your day with Rachel Platt, Barry Burnson, and Ken Schultz. Good morning, Kentuckiana. Weekdays at 5:30 on WHAS 11.
They say there is nothing more painful than losing a child. It's been nearly 3 years since the tragic death of my son. He was only 18 years old. Our family decided to donate Mark's organs. Although nothing will bring back Mark, we find comfort in knowing that he will truly live on forever. Our decision has helped make some sense out of an otherwise senseless tragedy and given our family the hope and promise of renewed life for others. Please discuss becoming an organ donor with your loved ones.
And support the Trust for Life.
What's the Overlook Restaurant? It's a scenic spot to enjoy a spectacular view of the Ohio River. An outstanding restaurant serving home-cooked food for over 47 years, with meeting rooms available for that special occasion or business meeting. Best of all, the Overlook Restaurant is a place you'll want to come back to again and again. The Overlook Restaurant in Leavenworth, Indiana, open daily 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. except Christmas. The high point in dining along the Ohio.
We've told you about an American soldier who refused to wear a United Nations that they were going to be evicted, but they refused to move their cardboard homes from the building. The city did build a temporary shelter for those who were evicted. O.J. Simpson faces a trial in the court of public opinion tonight. He will answer questions in a cable TV interview live. It's his first since his acquittal on murder charges. Simpson recently filmed a videotape in which he says he's innocent. Tonight he'll appear for a 1-hour interview on Black Entertainment Television. The network's president says Simpson has not placed any restrictions on what he can be asked tonight. But today, Simpson spent the day in depositions. He's being sued by his ex-wife's family and Ron Goldman's family. Goldman's sister, Kim, arrived at an attorney's office to listen in on Simpson's deposition, but she was locked out of the proceedings by Simpson's lawyers. They said she is not a party in the lawsuit.
I don't get it. I'm glad I don't get it. And, you know, the man is entitled to do whatever he can. He's a free man, as hard as that is for me to say. That's his right to do that, and I don't want to be a part of it.
Now, this is the third day of Simpson's testimony for that deposition. Just ahead on the news channel here at 5, our changing eyes. Dr. Red Duke says many people develop vision problems when they get older. He'll tell you how to recognize the signs of cataract. Plus, baby, oh baby, a California couple faces an infant explosion. And we saw snow and cloud cover in Kentuckiana today, but Chuck says clearer skies are on the way. His forecast is next.
Hurry into McDonald's, because right now a big beefy quarter pounder with cheese is only 99 cents. But remember, it's for a very limited time.
Are you sure this is the fastest way?
Oh, yeah. People all over are in a big hurry to get to McDonald's, because right now you can get a morning fresh bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for only 99 cents. But better step on it. They don't serve breakfast all day.
When you've been injured, you'll have questions about your legal rights. Call the Becker Law Office. We're here to help. If you've been injured in an auto accident, while on the job, by a defective product, or through medical negligence, you need competent legal advice. There's absolutely no charge unless we win or settle your case. So call us today and let us put your mind at ease.
Will this person's laundry pass the Gain Show and Smell Challenge? Let's find out. Hi, I'm the Gain Man. What's your name?
Laura Whitehead.
You've tried Gain, right?
Yes.
What's your favorite thing about it?
Oh, the way it smells and how fresh it is. It reminds me of flowers.
We're inside Laura's house now. She's invited us in to smell some things. Laura, how did your laundry look after you wash it in Gain?
Clean, fresh. It really, you can tell right here.
It sure looks clean. That smells fresh. Well, that's not just plain clean, that's peekaboo clean. Congratulations, Laura and Christopher. You guys have passed the Gain Show and Smell Challenge. How's that feel?
At Catholic schools, we set our goals a bit higher than most. That's why 98% of our students graduate, and 96% further their education. Last year, they earned $17 million in college scholarships. And with the Christ-centered beliefs, spirit of service, and strong values our students take away, you could say their total experience is inspired. Catholic schools, excellence you can believe in.
Kentuckiana's most trusted source for weather. Meteorologist Chuck Taylor, Ken Schultz, and Beth Andrews. The WHAS 11 Storm Team.
Had some pretty good snow showers around earlier today, causing some traffic problems for a while this morning, but all that snow has moved off to the east of here, and skies are starting to clear, and at least for the next 24 hours, it is going to be dry around our part of the country. You can see that clearing trend has arrived in far western Kentucky. We have partly cloudy skies right now, and later on tonight, as this frontal system continues to push off the coast, skies should become mostly clear around here, but it certainly is going to be a cold night with temperatures down in the mid-teens locally and in the single numbers to our north. Look at some of the chilly temperatures right now. It's only 9 degrees up at Minneapolis. Kansas City, the temperature is 21. Now we're going to be watching a new storm system that is developing out in the northern Rockies. That will move rapidly southeastward, and by Friday, we're going to see more precipitation here in the local area. Currently, with clearing skies, it is 27, humidity 68%. We do have a strong west wind at 18, giving us a wind chill of 2 degrees above zero. Now, our high occurred right at midnight. That was 50. Our low occurred at mid-morning, 26 degrees. Since midnight, we've had 0.03 of an inch of rain and a trace of snowfall. Now, during the day tomorrow, we will enjoy some sunshine with temperatures getting up to around 40. That new storm will be developing west of here. That means rain will be arriving by early Friday. After that, the rain will change to some snow by Friday night. For tonight, clearing and colder is the forecast with a low of 16. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a high of 40 degrees. Becoming cloudy tomorrow night with the overnight low around 32. For Friday, rain changing to some snow late in the day, a high of 42. Flurries and cold on Saturday with a high of 25. And for Sunday, partly sunny, a high near 30. And again, the Ohio River is going to crest at 1 a.m. Saturday morning, 8 feet above flood stage on the upper gauge.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Our bodies wear down with age, and that leads to problems with our eyes. Dr. Red Duke explains how cataracts can sneak up on us and what we can do about them.
Most cataracts don't require an operation. There's no reason nowadays to let them steal your vision. I'm Dr. Red Duke.
The news at 5 continues after this.
If it's Saturday night, it's steak night. That's just the way it's always been. And I always use my favorite steak sauce. It's tradition.
Excuse me?
What?
Yeah, sometimes I'm in the mood for something different.
Something rich, robust,
Something zesty,
hearty.
delicious.
It's there, and it's great.
A steak sauce for me? Are you serious?
Can you do that?
Yeah, all right. New A1 Thick and Hearty. Steak has never been done like this before.
Cancer. It can affect so many parts of our bodies, our lives. The physicians and staff of Norton Hospital Cancer Treatment Center are experts on today's treatment options for all types of cancer. And are busy researching the breakthroughs of tomorrow. Norton Hospital Cancer Treatment Center. When it comes to cancer treatment, it's the natural choice.
You're the vision that lights our way.
Innovation and ingenuity. That's really what I found in Ford Contour. As an engineer, I appreciate the comfort, performance, and security within a safety cell construction. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see Contour saves you more than the import.
Now get 4.8 financing or 600 cash back on 96 Contour and 9 other Ford cars and trucks.
Making it to payday means starting early. The competition is fierce. Disaster pops up without warning. Peril looms with every step. Making it to payday means hitting the pavement in the rain, the sleet, and the snow. It means reaching out with everything you've got. Unless you play the Kentucky Lottery's new payday and win $1,000 every week for a year.
Rough day.
Guess I'll have to do it again next week.
Payday. Scratch off one of these, and every week for a year, the check's in the mail.
This is baby number 2. This is Joshua. And he weighed about 3 pounds, 5 ounces.
This is a very special day for Louisville because it's not often that folks get to have the president right in their own backyard.
Our Donna Lacey talked to some people around the neighborhood where President Clinton visited. And right now she's joining us live from the airport where Air Force One is waiting to take off again and head back to Washington. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Doug. That's right. Air Force One has been parked here at the Louisville airport ever since the president arrived around 1 o'clock. And if If you've never seen Air Force One up close, here's your chance. And as you can tell, it is really an incredible aircraft. Besides the president, it can hold 69 other people. And get this, it has 7 restrooms on board. It's scheduled to take off with the president on board around 6:45, 6:55, we're told, at last take. Now, between his arrival around 1 o'clock and now, we went over to the Park Duval neighborhood where, indeed, yes, we talked to some of the residents in that neighborhood. It was where this man in the wheelchair stood out in the crowd, so to speak, actually wheeled out of the crowd and did something that no one else in that crowd can say that they did. He shook hands with the President of the United States. Needless to say, it made his day.
I feel great by meeting him because, I told my workers went to the report, I told my co-worker they were making fun at me. Then I told him I shook his hand at first, and they told me that I never did shake his hand. I told him I shook him before he became president. And I was trying to tell him, when we went back in the building, I told him, I said, well, I'm going to shake his hand again for Metro Park. I said, somehow, I know he's going to pick me out of the crowd. And so luckily, he pulled me out, and thank God, and he was here.
Now we talked to other residents in that neighborhood who had come out to see the president, some who were fans and some who were not.
I love President Bill Clinton. I support him 100%. I wrote a letter to the president in 1993 about the crimes in our community. I got a letter back from the president. Not only that, I've seen things change around here. Where first you could not even walk down the street, you can do that now.
I think it's great that the president came to Louisville, and I think it's great for the state of Kentucky. But I like to say this, I think the main issue of all this is having jobs.
Next, Stephanie Collins is joining us live with a man who has sort of been with the president's shadow all day long. Stephanie?
That's right, Doug. In political terms, Kentucky is very important to Bill Clinton. It was 4 years ago, and it will be this go-around. The man that he may be looking to for guidance and for some ideas on how to win this state, none other than our own governor, Paul Patton. You've been with the president through the day.
Tonight, our Washington correspondent, Jeff Goldblatt, takes a look at the president's speech with thousands of high school students looking on. John Bowl was right there in the thick of things. John, you agree with what we just stated there?
Yeah, I do, and let me tell you why, Rick and Vicki. I was just looking over my notes as far as the things President Clinton said. His tactic is he says the things that most everyone would agree with. For instance, one of his common themes today, people working with police is the answer. That's something a lot of people would agree with. Also, one of his strategies, he stroked the people of Louisville every couple of minutes. So, what kind of an effect does all that have? Well, it won over this crowd, a crowd that includes a lot of people who didn't vote for him.
Real good.
Now, you are a Republican?
Yes.
Were you swayed?
Kind of.
Really?
Kind of.
Tell me why.
Well, he's wanting to take, especially against the crime. We really need something about the crime bill.
In the auditorium.
Yeah, it did, and it really, if you analyze, once again, I was going down my notes, and you analyze what he said, it really laid out a lot like a campaign speech. You're exactly right.
All right, John, thank you very much.
Story in tonight's show's folks.
This wasn't just another field trip for 4th and 5th graders at John F. Kennedy Elementary. 60s, Bill Clinton had his picture taken with the president. Remember that name, Christian Jarboe.
What a great day. It's a day these kids won't soon forget. They can tell their grandchildren they shook hands with the President of the United States. Joe Orlando.
Kentuckiana. It's a day Louisville won't soon forget. Good evening, I'm Liz Everman.
And I'm Rick Van Hoos. One day after a rousing State of the Union address, the president tackles crime in Kentuckiana. We have team coverage of the presidential visit for you tonight, from his airport arrival to his 6:30 departure. While in town, Mr. Clinton took part in a crime conference at a West Louisville police substation, and at Male High School, he explained to the students how they can get involved in fighting crime. Male High School is where we begin our coverage. The president is still there, so is our Don Ward. And Don, what's the mood like there now?
Well, there's been a lot of excitement here today, Rick. There's a lot of tearing down going on right now. The stage behind me is where it all happened.
So Gary and Melissa, a very upbeat speech this afternoon, a very proactive speech, and certainly he's talking about themes we're going to hear a lot of throughout this election year.
And people helping themselves seemed to be a theme that he was hitting hard today.
That's right. In order to make government smaller, it sounds like we have to do our own part as well.
All right. Thank you, Julie. More than 1,400 people heard the president's speech in person in the Male High School auditorium today.
He was surrounded by other Democrats basking in the glow of the presidency, as usual, and he used police officers as a backdrop. Mr. Clinton spoke to a crowd of students and a few hundred other ticket holders inside the auditorium at Male High School. That's where Jim Turner is at this hour. And Jim, what is the reaction to what the president had to say today?
Gary, this wasn't exactly a nonpartisan crowd. It was stocked with Democrats and Bill Clinton supporters. Still, they said they liked what the president...
Parents of an Indiana teenager who was murdered in her own bedroom watched Mr. Clinton today at Male High School. Christine Wrighthouse clutched her daughter's picture as she walked into the school today.
I know, I got this honor.
Traffic around the airport will soon be picking up as the president makes his way from Male High School back to the Air National Guard. Steve Burton joins us live from the tarmac there. Steve?
Well, as you know, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or Independent, Air Force One sitting here on the tarmac at the Louisville International Airport is truly a magnificent sight. And considering most of this state's top office holders are Democrats, a presidential visit was a chance to put the Democrats and Louisville in the national spotlight.
It is a showcase for what Middle America is doing under his administration. How
United Conference of Mayors convention in Washington. Also traveling back to Washington with the president will be Congressman Mike Ward.
Okay, Steve, thank you very much. Sydney did look cold. Thanks. We'll check in with you a little later.
Well, not everyone is happy about the presidential visit to Louisville. About a dozen protesters outside of Male High School showed their opposition. The pro-life group is against Clinton's stance on abortion.
And Mother Nature did not cooperate for the presidential visit.
Snow
tells us why the president has come back to the bluegrass so early in this 1996 campaign.
Well, President Clinton's visit when we come back. Air Force One at the ready at Stanford Field and probably ready for takeoff in about 30 minutes.
The news on Kentuckiana's News Channel, WHAS 11, is sponsored by Great Financial Bank. It's that simple.
Excuse me, folks. Are you over 50? Us? Certainly not.
Do I look 50?
Well, of course not, Lammy Pie.
Neither do you, Schnookles.
Oh, nope, sorry. We're not over 50. Oh, well, too bad. Because people over 50 can get Great Financial Bank's Advantage 50 checking account and get all this absolutely free. Well, what if one of us is? How? Great Financial Bank. It's that simple.
At Bill Collins Ford, we've got your number. You want fantastic prices. You want rebates up to $600. You want interest rates as low as 4.8% APR. It's the #1 sale at Bill Collins Ford, conveniently located on Bardstown Road, 2 minutes south of the Watterson. Collins, your best choice for savings, service, selection, and satisfaction.
Bill Collins Ford, how do you do all the things you do?
Spalding University. We offer diverse undergraduate, graduate, and weekend programs which blend tradition with exploration, combine knowledge with application, and strengthen values while cultivating an understanding of the realities of the world. If you're in the dark about college, seek enlightenment. Turn to Spalding University for high-intensity learning from a fully accredited source.
Meet young teens who want their stepfather out of their lives. It's going to go my way, or it's the highway. On the next Maury Povich Show.
Tomorrow at 11 on WHAS 11. Saturday, January 27th, Bakeway. This is your last chance to see them all together. See them at the Mall St. Matthews. Louisville Tonight Live's Kentuckiana Men.
1996 is our year.
Your final chances now at
See us at Mall St. Matthews.
Saturday, January 27th.
Congressman Mike Ward flew to Louisville this morning with the president.
And then normal traffic will resume again.
That is Chuck Olmstead aboard Sky 11 tonight as we wait for Air Force One to depart from Louisville International Airport. It should take place in just a few moments. Of course, that is a wide-bodied 747, and they tell us, although I've never seen the inside of it, that they have all kinds of very plush furnishings and actual presidential suites and areas for other people to stay. Congressman Ward was telling us earlier today when he called on his cell phone from Air Force One that he was sitting in the seat right across from where House Speaker Newt Gingrich was sitting when you heard about the infamous Sean or the president not paying attention to him in the very beginning.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the newspapers play it tomorrow morning when we pick up the Courier Journal, the Lexington Herald Leader, the Wall Street Journal. What will be their story tomorrow about President Clinton in Louisville? Will it be the banner headline across the page? You would assume the local paper would do that. But if there is something of larger public interest out there.
This was the president's only stop today. He is not making a full-fledged swing of cities. He came to Louisville to look at this community-oriented policing program and to talk at Male High School. Was here for several hours. He arrived shortly after 1. He's leaving shortly before 7.
A little bit under 6 hours. Wheels up, Air Force One on the way.
We want to join in progress once again. Peter Jennings. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you at 11.
Let's put out a civilized statement indicating that we may have a problem.
And some think the problem may be much larger. Nifedipine is just one of a whole family of blood pressure drugs called calcium channel blockers. They prevent calcium from entering cells of blood vessels and increase the blood flow. Some researchers now suspect all these drugs may be putting patients at risk. The Public Citizen Health Research Group has petitioned the FDA to issue warnings and new guidelines on all calcium channel blockers.
A whole bunch of different patients given different calcium channel blockers.
Some critics are calling a successful State of the Union performance. The president is riding high onto the campaign trail. He arrived in Louisville to mingle with a law enforcement crowd. Not an official election stop, but it might as well have been.
And the public does not realize that what he is saying is different than what the policies are.
But White House strategists think that keeping the president above the political fray is working, and for the time being plan to continue.
And we can go on and worry about the future then. But we are determined to do this. We need to do this for America. And we have to do it together, Democrats and Republicans together. Everybody's going to have to make some sacrifice. We have got to do this.
Well, the day after his State of the Union speech was to trumpet one of his successes, community-oriented policing.
Louisville is one of the first 6 communities to try the program. Clinton's Cops, as it is called, teams specially trained police officers with citizens to fight crime. Tonight, Dick Irby reports officers and neighborhood residents who met the president in a local police substation told the president he is on the right track.
The president's plane was on time as he arrived in Louisville early this afternoon. Clinton and Attorney General Janet Reno received a warm welcome from local and state leaders.
Neat thing, and the First Lady was very appreciative of it. She says she's been following this program for some time here in Jefferson County. Here's what she had specifically to say about this program.
That there are so many things that are working. You know, all we do is hear the bad news all the time. You know, it's just nothing works, everything's a problem, you know.
And think about it. Hundreds of people willing to go through the exhaustive process of waiting online, buying the book, and coming back to meet her at 6 o'clock tonight. The First Lady will shake the hand of everyone who's got a receipt, but she will not sign the books in person like most celebrities do. In Hillary's case, it's done by laser printer in advance.
That doesn't bother me at all. No, I just want to see her.
It doesn't make a difference. The whole point for me coming is meeting her.
That's fine. As long as I get to see her and meet her, that's all I really want. So.
Well, we asked her publisher, Simon & Schuster, about why she can't sign her books in person the way most celebrities do when they appear at bookstores. We're told that her schedule just wouldn't permit it. She's got so many stops to make that the First Lady would rather meet and greet people, shake their hands, and spend all that time signing books. Now, we also asked what about the possibility of Mrs. Clinton having signed them in advance before she came here to Louisville, and we're told again her schedule as First Lady just wouldn't permit it. Again, 1,600 of her books, It Takes a Village, have been sold. About 400 are left. If you can...
So great. I'm a single guy.
But for the Clarks, this was a family affair.
This was an opportunity, I think, to have our son get an opportunity to see history.
And history is now around Taylorsville Road. That's where the First Lady is on her way here. As for the book, we understand at last count about 1,500 had sold. It's not a sellout. There are about 2,000 available, so they're still selling them. If people want to come by and get one, meet the First Lady, there are about 400 or 500 books still available. Gene?
All right, Lauren, thank you. Now to Stephanie Collins, who's also at the bookstore, also waiting on the First Lady to get there. Stephanie, it's no secret that Mrs. Clinton has had her ups and downs in the public opinion polls.
That's right, Jean. She's been outspoken and truly taken on an unconventional role in the White House. Now, she's had her supporters. You can see them lined up, excited with the news that she is on her way. She also has her detractors, though, and they have lined up just on the other side of the police car that you can see off in the distance. They've been carrying banners. The protesters are organizing now, and their signs say, "It takes a family." Now, that's a parody on the title of Mrs. Clinton's book. She says, they say government has no role in raising children.
And then a lot of people feel that, as this sign says, that it really takes a family to raise a child, not a village or a government, that the government should not control the children, but that parents love their children more than the government does, and the government really should not be taking the initiative in raising children.
Now we're going to see the same protesters who were here when Bill Clinton was in town back in January. They say that both of these trips are just truly politically motivated, and they say it's just a chance for the Clintons to tromp around the country at the taxpayers' expense with an election coming up in November. So, Jean, that's the situation on the people who are here who really don't want to see Mrs. Clinton in town.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. And as we said, Mrs. Clinton has left Hazelwood Elementary and is on her way to Books-A-Million. We're going to show you a shot from Sky 11. Here they are. Here's the motorcade. Tonight, the News Channel's Brooke Willis takes a look at what you'll find beyond the title, It Takes a Village, and other lessons children teach us.
It causes the cash registers to click and the customers to line up.
Right now we're at $13.89.
That's 1,389 copies of the First Lady's book already sold. A hot item, but for the most part an unknown product.
Being a teacher and a mother, I would like to read it.
It's hard to find anyone who's read beyond the title. Joseph Grove has. He's the managing editor for the Leo and is writing a review of the book.
It's not a bad read, but maybe gets its share of enough political jibes in that you see some partisan ghostwriting come through it.
Okay, Hillary's book is 1271.
The First Lady's book focuses on her views about what children need from adults and what the community needs to provide for children.
A lot of the material in it is fairly pedestrian. You're not going to read this book and think, gosh, aha, that's the way to handle a particular problem with a child.
But he says it reminds readers of something pretty basic and important.
That children are much more fragile than we think about them as being on a day-to-day basis, and that really everyone ought to go all out and do as much as they can.
Is the book worth buying?
Whether it's worth the $18.50 you'll pay for it, and maybe the 4 or 5 hours it'll take to read, I don't know. But anything that helps kids maybe is worth that much.
Now, it's not surprising to find so few people who've actually read this book. It's only been on store shelves for about a month, and one local library says they just got a copy in a few weeks ago. Now, the few people we found who have read it say the same thing. The parts they really enjoyed the most were those of Mrs. Clinton offering personal insights about herself and her family.
All right, Brooke, thank you very much. From the newsroom tonight.
Now, the previous First Lady, Barbara Bush, crossed the nation on a book tour as well. When Mrs. Bush was First Lady, she signed copies of Millie's book. Remember, it was about the Bush's family dog named Millie.
Well, where is she right now? In fact, Mrs. Clinton is just probably less than a mile away from the Books-A-Million store. Live from Sky 11 tonight, we're hovering over the site. There is Books-A-Million, but Mrs. Clinton is just down the road on Breckenridge Lane right now. She's at a local hotel, freshening up, and then she'll be heading over to the packed crowd. You see there, the line. Look at the line down as it weaves around to the bottom of your screen. Our Lawrence Smith is live on the ground to bring us the latest on the sights and sounds as they await the First Lady. Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Doug. I'll show you the crowd in just a second. First, I want to show you something else. This is the book. Not just any book. This is an autographed copy. Now, this book has been under lock and key for several days here in Louisville, and now you're seeing for the first time the copy, the signed copy, the pre-signed copy, the same one these folks here are going to be getting of Hillary Rodham Clinton's book, It Takes a Village. As for the crowd, I'd estimate there are probably, 300-400 people in line right now waiting to see Mrs. Clinton. She's due to arrive here in about a half hour. They've let the first small group of...
Stopped first in Lexington on her book tour. Hundreds came out for her visit, but the First Lady had a little book signing competition from a man who knows competition. Donna Lacey was there.
Hillary Clinton slipped into the back way into Joseph Best Booksellers in Lexington. And for the price of her books, you got to meet and greet the First Lady. She was the headliner here, and even her autograph stamped in her book, It Takes a Village, was good enough for these big fans.
She's very sweet, kind, and understanding.
I really would like to thank her on how well she and her husband are doing on running our United States and for coming all that way to see us.
The line to see the First Lady snaked all around the bookstore and then out of sight. But this line was for someone else.
I don't know, our line has been pretty big, though. We've had a mob here, so I'm really excited.
Sports commentator Dick Vitale shares the spotlight with the First Lady. With fewer fans, he played second fiddle to Mrs. Clinton. But at least here, fans could get a real autograph.
I would anticipate the First Lady having a big crowd out there. I mean, that's just odd. My wife said she would love to be there in line and wishes that she was part of it.
Vitale and Mrs. Clinton met later. Vitale was able to get her book and the real autograph, which he showed the media. It seems even Dick Vitale could get excited off the basketball court when the First Lady...
A book tour, or is it more? Stephanie Collins looks at the political side of the First Lady's visit and the hot zones. We've done the test tonight, the results, and you won't believe what we found.
Now, about 1,500 people are getting ready to meet the First Lady.
They are lined up outside the Books A Million bookstore, and you can see the crowd tonight up from Sky 11. They have been persistent today, and what a line. Many of them showed up very early this morning to get their space in line before sunrise. And down in that crowd is our Lawrence Smith. Lawrence, they must feel lucky. It could have been a cold day in February.
You're absolutely right. I did feel a few raindrops, but fortunately I don't feel them anymore. As you said, the First Lady is not here yet, but the crowd certainly is. You can see them from our high view shot above us here. Looks like about 200-300 in line right now, another 100 inside the building already, and these people have worked hard to see the First Lady. They were here very early this morning. They're back again tonight after getting their tickets. It's been a very, very long day for these people who are working to see the First Lady. They lined up before dawn this morning, 500 of them lined up behind Sharon Purvis. In fact, she was first in line twice.
I got here at 12, and actually I got here at 10 o'clock, but I left because I didn't want to be the first one in line and have people laugh at me as they came out of the store.
She may have felt foolish, but it wasn't long before Sharon had company.
I didn't get to see President Clinton when he was in town because I couldn't get a ticket. So I figured, well, the next best thing is Mrs. Clinton. So to there and then to the register.
Meanwhile, inside, store employees put on the finishing touches.
We've all worked very hard as a team to get ready for this. I mean, it's like, you know, having company coming to your house.
Finally, shortly before 7,
If you'll follow the show while you're around,
Sharon and company came in.
here I go, number 5.
And this was the payoff for their patience, a receipt allowing them to come back for a pre-signed book and a handshake with the author. Was it worth it so far?
Sure, we had fun. I mean, it was a party out here.
And we're back live.
Political side of the First Lady's visit. Stephanie?
Melissa, you know, many people say that she's one of the more outspoken First Ladies in recent history, and that's divided public opinion over her. Is she an asset or a liability to the Clintons' campaign and its ability to keep the White House? Now, she has many supporters.
Produced signature, and for a chance to meet a woman many of them admire.
She's a great lady.
Thank you so much.
The First Lady greets everyone who waited for a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
I was excited. At the front of this big crowd, you find the Hillary Clinton fan club.
I got this shirt in Washington, D.C. Clinton goes to...
No one is happier to be here than Margaret Fowler.
I've been up since last night. As a matter of fact, I didn't go to bed, and I came over around 2:30.
But Democrats aren't the only ones in line.
It's amazing. I mean, this is a thrill.
It is.
And I'm a Republican.
And Melissa Terhune Roberts has made a new friend, Democrat Tawana Smith.
I've been up since 3:30, got here at 5, and it was worth every minute.
32, 33.
Finally, it's time.
Almost here.
Hi, thanks for wearing this.
Inside, the First Lady shakes hands with the fan club. Then with the woman who was in line first, Sharon Purvis.
a Republican.
Have you ever been to the White House?
Yes. After hours of waiting, it's over in just seconds. But you don't hear any complaints.
Different than I thought it would be. She was so gracious and so genuine, and I'm just very honored that I had the opportunity to meet her.
That hard because I've been doing it for, so many years. And all of a sudden she started foam at the nose. So, I hit all the buzzers and all the nurses came running. And
Mrs. Clinton says an experienced nurse gave her the lesson she needed. She says it's another example of how everyone needs help at times raising their children.
Well, Mrs. Clinton, as you heard from Jeff Lifson, is not doing interviews while she's in town, but she is calling a couple of radio shows around, and right now we understand she is on the radio with WHAS Radio's Terry Miners. Let's listen in and see what Terry's doing.
Of course, you will be a mother-in-law, too, so you'll have to bite your lip on that expression.
Well, that's absolutely right, and I had a good one of my own, so they're not all bad.
That's right. I have a wonderful one myself. Now, is it tough for you every day when you get up and you realize every utterance of yours could be broadcast around the world and dissected and chewed on and looked for 3 or 4 different meanings?
Yes, it is. And I'm still not sure I'm actually used to that, because if you go through your life just day in and day out, you say things, you do things, and you're not expecting them to be, looked at under a microscope, and then all of a sudden, oh my goodness, people say, well, she must have meant this, or this is the meaning of that. It's been, it's been kind of an adjustment.
Well, and you get picked apart, too. I mean, I noticed on the Internet that they've got a website now where they deal with just your hairdos.
I've heard that. Have you actually logged on to that?
I haven't dialed it up. My sons and I, we avoid the Internet as often as possible. You do make mention in your book about wanting all schools on the Internet.
Well, I think that it's important so that every child has the same opportunity. I myself have never used it. This is a confession. You're hearing it first right tonight. But my daughter has used it, and I guess I want to make sure that every child has the same opportunities as every other to know how to do it.
From one parent to another, let me warn you, on the Internet, they can find things like how to make grenades.
And that is Hillary Rodham Clinton talking to Terry Miners. The president is usually late, and I guess that goes true for the First Lady as well.
Indeed, but the excitement is building here. People expecting her to arrive here shortly.